Okay, Jesse, final take on Porky's.
I think I just learned a fact today that ruined one of my favorite Christmas movies.
It explains the leg, though. It explains the leg a lot.
Well, what can I tell you? You can tell me why they call her Lassie. Just get her up in the equipment room, and you'll find out. What are you talking about? But beware of King Kong. Wait a minute. Come here, Fred.
Welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the iKnowBadeaux podcast. Coming at you from the Slice on Oak Studios. None of that made the actual podcast. Wow. I am Mayor Dave Badeaux of the city of Brainerd. With me, as always, is my brother.
It's hot.
Not anymore. It's not.
I'm warm.
And
I'm
here,
warm today.
yes, but it dropped.
Oh, the temperature outside
Yeah.
is cold, and now it's hot in here.
90 degrees on Friday. By 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock
Same
on
day.
Sunday, the same day it just dropped to
it was downright
60
chilly.
degrees.
I was outside, and it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It just,
hit 30 degrees by the end of the night. So, I mean, it was like literally a 60-degree swing in 2 days. Welcome to Minnesota, folks. Gabriel Johnson, I see you over there.
How's it going, Dave?
It's going well. We're going to talk 1981. Are you prepared?
I wasn't even born yet, dude.
It is also true. It is also true. And also with us, the fourth member of the Fives from Foursome, Jesse from Play and Trade.
You didn't tell him about my pubes, did you?
Pubes, are you ready for today? Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Be Kind Rewind. 1981, part 2. So, 1981, good year. We just did the first part 2 of the podcast from 1981.
The hostages are free.
The hostages are free. A couple other good tidbits that came out from that. Well, Dynasty. Go back and check it out if you want to check it out. But now we are on to the movies. And honestly, 1981 is a great year for movies.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So our selection that we went with is pretty specific, but there are tons of movies from 1981, and we could have went in a million different directions. However, the movies that we have selected that we'll be talking about today, Cannonball Run, Stripes, Porky's, as requested by the listeners, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. And before we get started, we're going to go right down the list here and just go like, what was your favorite film of this grouping?
My favorite. You want to go down the line? Sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Start with
gonna
Gabe.
say,
All right,
yeah.
I'd say my favorite during this rewatching, I watched all 4.
Yeah.
Cannonball Run.
Okay.
I had never seen it, and it's a fun movie. Like, I love Stripes. It's one of my
Yeah.
all times, but I've seen it 1,000 times.
Sure.
Cannonball Run was a fun watch.
Very fun watch.
There again, yeah, I'd watched it when I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I remember a lot of it. And it's honestly been at least a good 30 years since I've watched that, and I watched it last night.
Well said.
No
Jesse.
words.
Well said. Well said. Yeah, I will agree too. Let's get right with it. Cannonball Run, great film. So this is coming directly off of Smokey and the Bandit. Smokey and the Bandit was like my hidden little gem that I snuck into this group and was like, you guys got to watch this. And everybody that watches Smokey and the Bandit loves it. Because we were doing Smokey and the Bandit, we had a ton of people online saying, you got to do Cannonball Run. You got to do Cannonball Run. So technically this is also a user selection as well. However, this one follows right in line with what we've been doing in terms of chronological order of let's like show where movies go. And there's this whole concept that starts to happen because of this movie, which is this car chase,
Car Chase City.
Car Chase City. Sure, that's great. Films that actually continue on forward throughout the 80s and even all the way to Rat Race.
Right.
In what is that, early 2000?
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that movie was
Yeah, Rat Race is
Cannonball
Cannonball
Run.
Run.
Yes,
100%.
it is.
totally.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a great
And
movie.
Rat Race is awesome, by the way. Well, let's talk Cannonball Run super fast. It is Burt Reynolds reuniting with Hal Needham, the director of Smokey and the Bandit.
This is what happens when a stuntman becomes a director.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is actually after Smokey and the Bandit 2.
Okay.
Because Smokey and the Bandit 2, I believe, is 1980. And so this is 1981. So these guys have been going at this for a little bit. I think the coolest thing about this is it's based off of a real thing.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So Gabe, I put you on that task of looking up information on the actual Cannonball Run.
Yeah, it was an actual race. It's about 2,813 miles from New York City to LA. No official route. Get there as fast as you can. It was created by Brock Yates,
Yep.
who was a longtime editor-in-chief at Car and Driver. Mm-hmm. And the first run was in 1970. The first official run was in May 3rd, 1971. And they ran it 4 more times through 1979. And there's never been an official race, but people still do it.
Yes.
And right now, the non-official record is 25 hours, 39 minutes, which is an average of 112 miles an hour across the country. And it was
2,000 miles?
the record was broken when the roads were empty. May of 2020.
I did not know that.
Everybody's locked
That's
down for
pretty
COVID,
sweet.
and somebody's like, I've got an
I'm gonna
idea.
do this. This is my chance.
That's awesome.
The COVID ball run.
Ooh, that's the next movie.
Yeah, it is crazy because it is a real thing. And in this time frame, it was about 30 hours, I think they were shooting for. So they've cut what, 10 hours off
Yeah,
that?
5 hours off.
Yeah, 5 off. You said 25. Yeah, that's how it worked. That's how math works.
But still, even 30 hours.
Even 30 was average.
Do they say in the movie what the average speed would have to be? I feel like they do.
Here, the official time of the official race record is 32 hours, 51 minutes, which is an 87 mile an hour average across the country.
Yeah, I was going to say it was about 88 miles an hour. Yeah. You know, right there with the just under being able to turn back time.
You're right.
Crazy. So they ran 4. I think there was 5 total official ones. But
5
you said there was
total.
5 total.
Yeah, 1 then 4 more.
Yep. And they did the first couples that were right in a row, and then there was a little bit of a break, and then there was the last 2.
Yeah, there's like 2 in 71, then 2 in like 75, and like maybe 79 was the last one.
Yeah. So it's a great concept for a movie. And what's funny about this is since it had been running since 71, there were actually other movies that had been created. I asked you to look that up to see what they were, because there were a couple other films that had already done this concept
Right.
Yep.
about the Cannonball Run.
Yep. God, what was that?
Well, so the one was okay. I
just called
Gumball
Canada.
Rally?
Yeah, I got you covered here. It's Gumball Rally,
There you go.
which is the comedy.
And that was in 76.
It was in 76, and also in 76 was Cannonball, which was with David Carradine.
The old Bangkok Slipknot himself.
The old Bangkok Slipknot. Still one of my favorite shirt designs that I ever made. Just said Bangkok Slipknot, and then it was 2 nooses, a little noose down and a big noose up.
Oh, no.
We got to get that in the merch store.
I still have it somewhere. The file has to be somewhere. So it is interesting that this is already in the lexicon, right? So you're a decade in. So the stories of this have already been in news articles, have already been in magazines.
On the Wikipedia page, it has a progression of the record, and it actually, there was a legend of this before it was officially created because it goes back to like 1915.
Yep.
Somebody made it
15?
and somebody made it across the country with like a 30 mile an hour average.
Yeah.
So it's like a huge legend in the racing community. But then, Mr. Yates pulls it all together to be an official race.
So the cool thing about it is in the early, when they were actually running these sanctioned ones, they would all meet up at a hotel. Then they would leave. And just like in the movie, they have a time clock that actually comes into play at the end of the movie as well. But they have a time clock that you stamp and then take off. And then after they all got there, they would have a little party as well. And as they've said, by that time, everyone's been up for 30 hours. So it's just nobody's looking to party at all.
2 beers and you're out.
It's
Unless
time
you're Terry Bradshaw, you're probably ready to go.
That was a surprise.
It was.
The cast,
is amazing.
it blew my mind rewatching that last night. Like, I could not believe how many.
No, in the opening credits, they just don't stop.
Right.
It's like Burt Reynolds, Farrah Fawcett, Dom
Oh,
DeLuise,
it was
Jackie Chan, Roger Moore,
Yep.
Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr.,
You're going,
Terry
oh my
Bradshaw.
gosh,
was
this
wild.
is insane.
I think Henry Fonda was in there too.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing. Just right when the movie starts, and you're just like, oh.
It's like, oh,
what the Jackie Chan? What's going on?
his
And then he
stuff
just
was-
kept coming. Sammy Davis Jr. Like, what
And he played himself. He played Jack. Didn't he play himself in the movie?
He doesn't.
He was good
technically-
at karate.
Yeah, he doesn't technically play Jackie Chan.
But he plays a
but I swear
a
at some
martial
point
arts
they called him
actor.
just Jackie Chan. They're like, oh, Jackie Chan in the movie.
Oh, maybe they did.
It's possible
swear.
Roger Moore was playing Roger Moore.
So, okay, everyone slow the fuck down. Slow down. The best part of the whole movie is Roger Moore playing himself.
Absolutely.
I must warn you, I'm Roger Moore. Roger Moore.
Roger Moore plays a rich son who is pretending to be Roger Moore. He's not pretending to be James Bond. He's pretending to be Roger Moore.
Okay.
And so the whole shtick with his character is as he's going across the country, every time that you see him, he's with another girl because they eventually find out that he's not Roger Moore.
Down the hatch.
Okay.
And it is the best part of the movie. It is just, and so much so that they have the Aston Martin, they have all of the gadgets, they have everything. And the song is one note off.
Yeah.
So they are so close to getting sued.
I just don't think you could do that with one note nowadays.
So there was definitely some contention from the James Bond people about this, to where it was, we're cordial with you guys. We're not mad at you. However, you're really fucking pushing it.
Yeah.
You're really fucking pushing it. And then when you see the actual movie and you're like, oh, he's okay. I get that he's not playing James Bond, but he is playing James Bond.
No, he is hamming himself up and it is amazing.
Yes, it is so funny though, because it's the second one you're like, is that a different girl? Like, it is.
Yeah,
a different
I don't
girl.
know that I even actually noticed
did
that
not
until
Now
you
that
just
you
said
mentioned,
Yeah, it was
I'm
the
like,
third one where I was like, okay, and then the bit is that they I love jokes like that because you never talk about it. The bit is clearly they figured out that he's not Roger Moore, so then he just picks up another one.
that. Yeah. Because it seems like he has almost the same conversation every time you
Yep.
see him.
Yep.
And I kept wondering, like, didn't we already do this? Oh,
no, it is.
Oh, now it makes sense.
That's hilarious. What a great gag to run through the whole thing.
International film star. Ruthless assassin, Casanova, poet, philosopher. You might say a legend in my own time.
The best part of this movie is the director and Brock Yates actually ran the final Cannonball Run in 1979. They ran it in the same van that is in the movie.
The ambulance one?
This movie is a
No.
retelling of their run of the Cannonball Run.
They did it in an ambulance.
They did it in the ambulance.
in that same
That is the actual ambulance that they used on their run. They did the exact gag of finding a doctor and so everything is made comical because the doctor was one of their friends and his wife was the patient.
Okay.
But that whole scene that plays out where they get pulled over and the doctor comes out and they run that whole thing, that exact scenario happened.
That was one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
And it is word for word almost exactly what happened.
That's awesome. Because up until that point, the doctor's just this fucking psycho, weirdo, can he even speak type of thing.
Yes.
And then
Just
his eyes face in either direction. And then he comes and stumbles out of the van and just like hits the cop with, no, wait, this is what's happening. We got to do this. Then like,
Didn't he take a
the
spray
guy's
or something? He's just like,
yeah. Well, he had like a serum
it was like, it's
that Dean Martin wanted to drink.
There
Dean
again,
Martin
there's
there's another one like Dean frickin' Martin.
Well, not just Dean Martin, but Dean Martin
and
teamed
he
up
was
with
the-
Sammy Davis Jr.
I love Sammy Davis
he
Jr.
was great.
Yeah.
Love him.
And his that car is actually the director's car as well.
Nice.
Because he thought, well, if I bring it and we have to bring it with us to shoot the film, then I'll just have my car with me.
Heck yeah.
So when I need to go do something, I have my car.
Smart.
Brilliant.
But the movie was partially written by Brock Yates, and he acted in it.
Yep.
He was the guy at the start of the race who jumped up on the table and yelled the rules out to everybody.
He's the guy running the Cannonball Run.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. One of the best openings, I think, in a lot of films, or at least in a comedy. Just, okay, we got a
Pretty
Countach.
sure that was an early thing that got me into cars and other things.
And it is, and booze.
Yeah, I thought. Are we going middle out? That's what I thought at the start of the movie. It's like they're already halfway done with the ring.
Yeah, we're already in the middle.
Oh, and then
of the
they did
race.
the whole famous 55 mile an hour. Yeah, we're not driving 55.
Speed limit? None.
Zero speed limit. Yeah, when they announced the crowd, or when they announced the cast at the premiere, people just went nuts. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and people just went nuts. So this is a film that you're coming off of Smokey and the Bandit. Smokey and the Bandit 2 is okay, you know, but then you like get the cast that you have: Dom DeLuise, Burt Reynolds, like you said, Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Just
Right. Terry Bradshaw's at his peak. Farrah Fawcett's at her peak. Burt Reynolds at his peak.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan was new to us, but it turns out one of the greatest actors ever.
Yeah. And I think that's what's really funny about the film is it's a great premise because every single one of them takes a different bit in terms of how they think they're going to get across the country. Like, right, they choose to do the ambulance because it's going to work, and it did work. And I think it broke down in the end, but the Japanese have the supercar.
Oh, they have the super Subaru with the rocket.
Yeah, computer
and that
control.
scene with the rocket.
Fun fact about the hydrogen rocket that is shot off. So hydrogen rocket is new. It is a new concept.
It looked pretty new.
That gets used in this film. It gets used for when they shoot the Subaru up. It also gets used when they spin the car around on the oil slick.
Oh, yeah.
In the next film that this director has, which we will most certainly be watching because at this point he's had pretty good success. His next film, 1982, Megaforce.
82? I thought it was 84.
1982, Megaforce.
Okay.
Huge flop. And it's kind of like almost like G.I. Joe, like Sphinx from like Adventure Brothers.
Okay.
Venture Brothers.
Yes.
I happen to say Adventure Brothers. But it's all these guys with their gadgets and a lot of rockets and whatnot. While getting ready for that film, the guy brought a hydrogen rocket and they snuck it onto the studio lot. And they're like, we're going to test it. And they tested it out and it shot off. And they're like, wow, that was fast. And it hit a building. And they're like, we should go get that. They went trying to find it and they couldn't find it. And it burned the fucking building to the ground.
I imagine hydrogen is quite flammable.
Brand new studio, just been remodeled. It got into the rafters or whatever. Then they couldn't find it. And lo and behold, burned the entire soundstage to the ground.
Okay.
So that's kind of like an omen for where your next film goes.
Sure.
But I really love this film. I thought it was a lot of fun. I don't think it's as good as Smokey and the Bandit.
No.
Nope.
But the bits are good. The jokes are good. And when you find out that it's like legit, like this really happened, it's pretty good send up.
It's no Smokey and the Bandit because that's just a fun story, one single story.
Yes.
This has so many different characters and storylines going on that it's fun and there's a ton of hits and there's a ton of bits, but it's different. It's just a laugh after a laugh instead of a good story.
Well, and to be fair, we're conditioned with this to where we've seen versions of this that are more cohesive. So there's a lot in this that feels a little disjointed. There's a lot of characters that you could just get rid of.
Right.
There's an offensive lineman, like a big trucker looking dude that they show, and you're like, I'm supposed to know who that is, but I don't. You know, because he's a football player from 1981. I'm not going to know who that is, unless it's Terry Bradshaw.
That was
the one I thought was really weird is is he a black guy or what is he? It's kind of
Dean Martin?
No. Well,
a little bit of blackface, 1981.
A little bit.
Shoe polish.
Little bit.
Leathery.
the one with the curly hair, and he's like
the comedic guy that just feels
and
like
he just made like the most outlandish, kind of jokes.
He
did some impressions.
He does impressions. Yeah. That was the one where it is interesting going back and watching this film because I thought, I just don't know who that is. Well, it turns out it was a nobody. They just found that guy and you would have thought that this would have like catapulted him into something else.
At least SNL with his impression ability.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was trying hard.
Yeah, it never really did. And I apologize for not looking up what his name is.
Say his name, Dave.
And or his ethnicity. I actually called him black, and I don't know if he is. I think he's probably more Latino.
He ain't white.
Maybe, I don't know. He could be. Who knows?
Canceled.
But it is interesting, just the various different characters. Dom DeLuise in this, I think, is slightly obnoxious from time to time.
Yeah, he has his moments.
He is, though.
Like that's
he
his
always?
character. That's just
That was just
Dom
him in
DeLuise plays
He
Dom
did
DeLuise.
not-
He's the annoying John Candy.
Yes.
That's,
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's a good way to put it.
Can I give you one last take on this before we go? Anybody else have anything else with it? The thing, do you want to know what irritated me the most about this film? So the whole time we are running a race that is based off the amount of time that it takes you to get from point A to point B, right? And you start off the race by punching a time card, and then that is your time from the time you leave to when you get there.
which is smart. So there's no advantage for the first person to take out.
There's no advantage. However, at the end, we're all racing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the first person to punch out wins.
Yeah.
So I went back and ran the clock. And even after Dom runs and does his thing,
Saves the baby.
all the time in the world.
Yeah.
All the time in the
Didn't
world
even consider that.
to still go, you're an idiot, we win.
Yeah.
So at the end of the movie, I was like, well, wait a minute.
Right.
What are we racing for? Like, I get that we're racing, but at the same time, because I believe it's almost 2 or 2.5 minutes between when the girls leave and when they leave.
Okay.
And spoiler alert, by the way. But there's a whole scene where they are talking. They're standing outside their van talking for a solid 1.5, 2 minutes.
After that truck leaves.
After they leave. And then they never actually show them punch their card. But from the girls leaving to the cut where they're actually driving is bare minimum 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say, ruined the whole fucking movie.
That sounds like something I would do.
I don't mind a little continuity error. That's a little more than a little.
The whole plot!
Yeah.
I have one final
Yeah.
take, and it's the outtakes.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the first time ever?
First time ever in a major movie that they did outtakes and bloopers at the end.
Yep.
They had in the past done clips through the credits, but more like teasing towards a sequel or something like that. They've never just done the outtakes that make people laugh.
Yeah. I wondered that right when it came on. I was like, I think this might be the first time ever.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah, that is a really cool bit of the history and chronological order that we're going with, right?
Yeah.
So now think about how many films you've watched that all do that now. And
Every
this
Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the best.
Literally everyone.
You don't have a blooper reel on your DVD, and like,
Yeah. Yeah. I sometimes just search out blooper reels. I just watch blooper reels all the time. They're hilarious.
And here they are putting it right in there. So they started off with cheers from just the opening credits and then ended with laughs during the credits.
Laughs and Dom DeLuise getting the shit slapped out of him over and over and over again. It's like, Bert, stop abusing your friend.
So he's trying
oh,
to
you
get
can
him.
tell he was enjoying that.
He's trying to get him to stop breaking. I don't know. There was one time where you're like, Bert's actually pissed off right now.
Yeah.
He's like, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah, he's hitting him. And he's not just like, come on, man. No, he even warns him, like, you're going to get slapped. Dom's like, please don't slap me, Bert.
Stop laughing.
I thought I heard something about Dom DeLuise, and I think it was, I don't know if it was Johnny Carson or someone else he collaborated with, but I guess he would laugh at any, and he would ruin so many takes, and he would legit piss people off because he would just laugh every time.
Yeah.
You 100% get that from these outtakes. That there is a point where, because Bert says it, he's like, it's either 2 or 3 a.m. And he's very clearly,
You can tell he's like,
irritated.
shut the heck up, dude. Let's get through this.
It's time to get done with this
Stop.
scene.
What is funny? We're here at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Sort of in the same realm, famously, Kramer from Seinfeld was incredible at staying in character.
And
so you watch outtakes from Seinfeld, and after a while, Kramer's like, let's fucking get it done.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
Knock it off.
Yeah.
And it's so weird
Yeah.
watching Kramer.
Yeah, because a couple of them other guys
the straight guy.
couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, the guy that is the most outlandish is then the one that's like, can we please just get through
A serious
this?
actor, people.
I'm a thespian.
He's a professional, or what do they call that?
Cancel.
Classically
Classically canceled.
Hey, Michael Richards currently on tour again.
Is he? Well, he was just the butt of a joke on SNL this last weekend. 'Cause,
Was he?
Yeah, the Cam from Kill Tony, the black guy from Kill Tony. They did a whole bit on Weekend Update where he's like, just let me say the N-word. Like my whole act is saying the N-word. And then he says he has characters, and it's Michael Richards and the booter lady. What was her name? The lady that cooked with all the butter.
Oh, Paula Deen.
So it's just people that say the N-word. All right. Thumbs up, thumbs down on
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yep, thumbs up. Good time.
Yeah, thumbs up as well. Again, not as good as Smoking the Bandit, and I will admit that it's not a perfect comedy, but it's a good time.
No, that's fun romp.
And the backstory on it is fantastic. Honestly, you got Roger Moore to play Roger Moore is fantastic. When I found out that they actually ran the Cannonball Run and that is what they did, and that by the way, that's the van. And he even says that van could outrun any car that they had. That thing is so souped up, you could outrun anything. So pretty cool, actually. All right, on to the next movie. Sticking with comedies, because we're going to do 3 comedies in a row this time. We got Stripes.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Gabe?
Love Stripes, classic Bill Murray, Harold Ramis. They're basically Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. And instead of going on the Cannonball Run,
They're losers, and they just want
they
to.
decide to join the army in the Cold War.
Yeah.
Corporal Briggs, will you take this comedian outside and watch him do 50 push-ups?
Get your go smelling ass out of here!
Anybody else want to be a comedian in here?
No, Sergeant! I didn't hear you! No, Sergeant!
It's an interesting film. It's very funny.
Very funny.
Very funny.
Gosh. Yeah, I could quote so many lines from that movie.
People that love this movie, though. I find that interesting, I will say. Because I think it's good. But on like my list of Bill Murray movies, it's like closer to the bottom.
No, but John Candy movies, it's probably closer to the top.
That's true.
But John Candy's not in it as much as I would like to see.
It's not a big
No,
enough
he's
role.
still, well, even, who's another one that's in that? Was Judge Reinhold was in there.
Very, very small.
He had a small part.
Yeah,
There were a
yeah.
lot of really good actors that had small parts in that.
My problem with John Candy in this time frame is that John Candy keeps showing up, like in Blues Brothers and in this, and then you like want John Candy.
He steals the scene, but you don't get
and you're
enough
like,
of it.
I need John Candy.
Or like the whole mud wrestling scene. That was pretty big John Candy scene in that movie.
My take on Stripes is that going back and watching it now, you see Bill Murray play Bill Murray, right?
Probably for the first time.
For the first time.
Yep.
So going back and watching it, my Bill Murray level is way up here. And it's like, it's Bill Murray. And it's,
I've
it's
seen
Bill
Life
Murray.
Aquatic. I don't need.
Yeah, because even his what was it, Carl and Caddyshack, that was a different character.
Totally different character. Totally different character. And
Totally
actually,
different.
not even a great
And this
character.
falls into more like
This is Bill
Peter
Murray.
Van. This is
Bill Murray.
This is Bill Murray.
This is Bill Murray. Go do Bill Murray things.
Yes, yes. And I can understand people that if you saw this first, you would fall in love with Bill Murray. I'm watching it as like, I've seen Bill Murray, and let me do the Bill Murray. Do a Bill Murray. And there's Bill Murray in it. But on my level of Bill Murray, it's a little bit lower. But I can understand people seeing Bill Murray for the first time, like play his actual self. Of course, this is a hit. Right? This came after Meatballs, didn't it?
See, I was going to say I thought
Wasn't
I had
Meatballs
seen
8?
Stripes, but I have not.
You've seen
I have
Meatballs.
seen Meatballs.
Okay.
Caddyshack was 80. Meatballs was.
I want to say Meatballs might be.
It had to be close, or maybe even the year after. It was within the same time
Well,
period.
let's look.
No, I
We
gotta look it
have
up.
the technology.
So it was your
Let's say
first
if we
time
only had
watching,
this little
Scott.
thing
It
that we
was.
could-
This was your first time.
What's your take?
It was fun. It was good. You could tell that it was. I don't know how to put this exactly, but somebody wrote that. Somebody had to write, not homosexual, but willing to learn. or did you ever see a monk get wildly f***ed by some teenage girls?
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Somebody wrote that down.
Would that have been?
That's good.
That would have
Would
probably
have
been
been
Ramis.
Harold Ramis. So
That's why he doesn't want to act. He just wants to write.
He wants you to say that. I don't want it to come out of my mouth.
that was my biggest problem with the film was Harold Ramis. I like Harold Ramis. I think Harold Ramis is very funny. I thought Harold Ramis directed it. Ivan Reitman
directed it.
who
Yes.
also directed Meatballs in 1979.
Okay.
So
79.
I was going to
yep.
say, I Googled meatballs, and I got back that a meatball is a ball of ground meat, often mixed with breadcrumbs, eggs, and seasonings.
and I'll take that back. Bill Murray does kind of play Bill Murray in Meatballs, so this is kind of the second time, I guess. But I don't know. This feels like the most quasi-essential Bill Murray. Like this is him just being himself.
And this rolling into Ghostbusters in a couple of years. Like
Yes.
that's
Yes.
Peter Venkman.
It
That's
all
Bill
feels-
Murray.
Yeah,
that's
his character.
role.
Yeah, he played the same character for
30 years.
Yeah. I will agree to you though that having Harold Ramis say those things was the most disconnected, disconjoined thing to me. What my biggest issue with it is that the two characters are essentially the same. And even with Dumb and Dumber, there's a variation to the dumbness, right? In this, I don't even call them dumb. I would just call them lazy, right?
Yeah, they're just
But,
schlubs.
but
They're
Ramis
schlubs.
is a little more timid and scared to do anything, and Bill Murray's too stupid to know that he's going to fail at everything he tries.
Sure, but at the
but
same
he's
time,
cocky.
But at the same time, Harold Ramis is getting all the girls, right? The whole time he's a chick magnet the whole time. I know there was like that character is the one big problem I had with it. It was like you should have John Candy there. You should have a totally different role.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be the same guys doing the same thing together because it felt more like bouncing shtick back and forth than it did like, okay, there's two guys fumbling their way through this. Until the RV shows up.
Yes.
And then you got me back. Like, oh, we have an attack RV? Okay. I see what this movie is now.
An indestructible
Just
motorhome.
insane.
Why did it take us an hour and a half to get to the sports or RTV? RTV.
Yes.
Wow.
You're struggling
I
today.
am struggling today. That thing is pretty funny, actually, in terms of comedy. I mean, in terms of a film, we're just the dumbest fucking thing.
Well, I mean, it's the Ninja
military
Turtle
just-
mobile.
Yes. And not a good one.
It is.
Yeah.
You've got one.
The party wagon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I got one, yeah. You'll see.
But I definitely thought there was a point where it stretched a little too long before it gets to the RV. Because it's very Police Academy in the way that it's set up.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's another good comparative,
Yeah,
too.
you're setting it up. You're doing the things. You're the schlubs that are where you shouldn't be. You're going through. You're getting your ass kicked.
New York
and then you got to save the day.
guys getting,
Yeah, but
taxi driver who quits. And
Yeah. Which
what are we going to do? We need to quit drinking and we're going to die and we're just losers. And
it's about 15 minutes too much of the
Wait, the
military
whole-
stuff.
first part of that movie was
Yeah.
all just the setup of them.
Although the best joke of the entire thing.
Someday Tito Puente is going to die, and you're going to say you've been listening to him forever.
Okay, all right. The second best joke of the entire thing. The basketball at the beginning. I laughed.
He went to throw it back and just
Totally saw it coming, but such a Bill Murray move. It's like, little help?
hey, just right through the
Doesn't
window.
even acknowledge it. Thanks. It's great. It's a great bit.
Here we are, my man. All right, come to Papa. Toss that thing. Let's go. Thank you.
Anything else on Stripes? I think it's good. I think it's really actually a very good movie. Again, let's follow the lineage of what's happening, right?
Right.
We're Animal House. We're obviously with Meatballs and stuff.
Yeah, the roots are fully planted.
Yes.
And now we're starting to grow some branches.
We're starting to grow branches. And then you're starting to also see specific people grouped together.
Right.
Right. These they're grouping together and they're moving
Yeah,
forward.
they're forming those classic 80s tropes of where you're going to see these guys do the same movies with each other for,
And they're all great.
Yep. It's pretty hard to not like an 80s comedy. It's all fun, right? There's some stinkers out there, but they're fun.
Yeah.
You know, like even Caddyshack 2, which is a terrible movie.
Oh, it's gross.
It's fun.
To an
Weekend
extent.
at Bernie's 2, which is also a terrible movie. It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Still
It's been a long
watch it
time
and
since
go,
I've seen it, but I think I love that movie.
I imagine you loved it.
It's pretty terrible. It's really pretty terrible.
I haven't seen the second one in a while.
but it's pretty
yeah.
good. It's pretty good. The
No,
worst
Uncle Bernie, the guy who plays Uncle Bernie, is an
Yes.
amazing actor.
and way
Never
better.
say that.
And he's way better in the second one than
Yep.
the first one. He's just sitting
Oh,
there.
he's way unhinged.
Yeah, he's
and
a
it's
dummy.
like, I mean, he's just, yeah.
The dance is amazing. But we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there.
No.
Speaking of though,
Well, I just got to say, I was very disappointed kind of in myself last night when I was watching this movie because when I pressed play on the DVD, I got director's cut, extended version, whatever, or the theatrical cut. And I was like, it's kind of late. I should do the theatrical cut just so I could see the movie as everybody's seen
best
it
to see it in its
in its original form. So I put on the director's cut, and they give you a little thing that says beginning of added footage. And then at the end, it tells you the end of the added footage. And I thought, okay, well then I'll see that and I'll skip it if I have to. I missed it the first time. So all of a sudden it said end of extended footage. And I was like, oh, well, shit, I just watched how much extra movie. So the next time I saw it, I was like, all right, I'm ready. And I started fast forwarding it. And all it was tits. So I
They just cut a bunch
Oh,
of
the
tits.
mud.
so I'm just fast forwarding past, tits. I'm like, I should press play again. No. And then it got to the end. I was like, all right, I missed it.
watching that scene with friends as a kid, and
you got to
parents come in and go, "Oh, you guys can't be watching.
You
We're
got
all
to
just
put a
watching
better
John Candy."
You got to put a better disclaimer on that. It's like boobs,
Yeah.
boobs.
Yeah.
Like have a character come onto the screen and just say, the extended footage that you're about to watch is mainly just boobs. Would you like to watch the boobs? Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So it was like, as I'm fast forwarding, I was just like, God damn it.
Well, that's okay because we also watched a movie that is mostly boobs.
And a lot of dicks, too.
Lot of dicks. Ladies and gentlemen, by request,
By popular demand.
Porky's.
Oh, boy, would I like to get next to that.
Ah, yes, Lassie.
Lassie?
Patience, my boy, patience.
Why do you call her Lassie?
Why do you think?
I don't know.
The horniest movie ever.
I'm not even going to debate that.
Nope.
I'm not even going to debate that. I was very nervous about us doing Porky's. I think you were as well, Gabe. I love this about you. Gabe gets a little bit more nervous than even I do about some of this stuff. He pretends to play it off pretty well, but he gets a little bit more nervous than I do because
He likes to make the canceled jokes.
Yes,
he doesn't want
but
to, wants to be the
He doesn't-
canceled joke.
He doesn't want to actually get canceled. Porky's is because there's a fine line.
That's got to be the raunchiest.
Yeah, there's a fine line between we're just going after the lowball and like there being something of substance to talk about.
Is there they were searching for the bottom the whole time?
They were definitely searching for the
It
bottom.
was just, yeah.
I'm gonna say this though, and I'm just gonna put this out there. There was a moment where I was on my couch by myself because Callie gave up and went upstairs.
As did Mary.
Watching your new bride. Let's watch.
She was done with Porky's. She did not get very far into Porky's. But I looked at the screen and I said, "Is Porky's good?
This is a good movie.
Is Porky's good?
It's kind of a good movie.
It's kind of a good movie." So I'm gonna start with this. Porky's is actually kind of good.
Yeah.
The problem is it falls apart. Like it never actually lives up to its potential. But a third of the way through this film, I actually thought this is actually a decent movie.
Yeah.
It's not a bad movie.
No, it's a pretty good movie with just a lot of really dated jokes.
Lot of really dated
Much
stuff.
so.
But the backbone of it is
The storyline of Porky's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great storyline.
yeah.
So I will get into again the backstory of Porky's is interesting because the director Bob Clark, I believe, he is known as the father of the slasher with Black Christmas.
What?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. So 1974, he directs Black Christmas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
And then
Well, I don't know what the order is. I can look it up. But
I've gotten and then after
okay.
Porky's.
well, yeah, we all got that one.
Yes. But then he goes through a couple different ones. A lot of Breaking Point, Murder by Decree, Tribute, and then Porky's. So he's had a few things under his belt, and they're decent movies. And then he makes Porky's.
And then he makes Porky's 2.
The next day.
And then he makes A Christmas Story.
What the fuck is that?
That no fucking way was that his movie.
Yes, he
Are you
does.
serious?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Unbelievable.
The director of maybe the greatest Christmas
most
movie of all
wholesome-
time.
Had just gotten off the set of Porky's.
That plays 24/7 on
Porky's-
TBS
Porky's
every single year.
2. Porky's 2.
Porky's 2.
He really, so his movies are all right around like 7s for a while there, and then he goes off a cliff. He actually directed Baby Geniuses in 1999, which is a 2.6.
Yikes.
At the end, his movies go like Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2 is a 1.5. Also the director. The Karate Dog 2.7.
Oh boy.
And then Blonde and Blonder 2.8. He's the director, but he's somehow uncredited as the director.
Do not put my name on this movie.
That's just Dumb and Dumber with chicks.
It must be. What year was that? Did I say it was?
That's got to be 2000 something.
2008. Yeah. So he went for a long time. But let's talk Porky's real quick. So this is an interesting story in that Porky's exists because of American Graffiti, Grease, and then Animal House. And so this is very similar to Grease, Animal House, American Graffiti, in that it is telling a story of a previous time.
Right. It's a 50s timepiece.
It's the 50s. And I would actually say, I think this is more 40s.
It's 54.
It is 54?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think The Christmas Story is 40s.
Okay.
Yep.
The director himself has talked about this is his retelling of his time in high school at Fort Lauderdale High School in Florida. And according to him, just about everything in this film is legit and happened.
So Mary watched probably the first 20 minutes, half hour, got up and said, "Boomers are the fucking worst."
Yep. And left. That's exactly. So that was going to be my take on this, is that we always think about like the rapey 80s, but it's really a bunch of boomers that were really rapey in the 50s.
They just wanted a bunch of
40s.
naked kids on set.
It was a little weird. It was a little weird in that, there's full nudity.
Full frontal, both genders.
And then, because again, let's get to like the process of the filmmaking. Everyone strip and be naked, and now sit there and be naked while we film this for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yep. And he insisted that they were naked. So the scene where the prostitute is going through and looking at them, he insisted that they were naked so that they would have a natural reaction to her looking at their junk.
Yeah.
So
Then they'd be cold and vulnerable, and
so he wanted it on their face to show. And then
he's an artiste.
He's an artiste. But meanwhile, you get a bunch of dudes just sitting around naked for 3 days.
That are supposed to be children.
Yeah.
Yes, underage, well established multiple times.
I did think it was interesting. I thought it was fairly funny. I thought the plot was pretty decent until it just kind of falls apart. And then the nudity is pretty strong. There's a lot of nudity, but it wasn't as much as I thought there would be.
Yeah.
I thought there was scenes that are very aggressive into the nudity, but there isn't that many scenes of nudity.
There wasn't as much nudity as I thought there was going to be,
Yes.
as I remembered. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen it since probably high school. But my one major complaint on the movie is a lot of characters without really any character development. A little bit of development on Pee-wee. Like I knew who he was the whole time.
Yeah, a little fucks everything up.
But then I was lost on who everybody was for most of the movie.
It was super hard to tell who was who, even the adults.
Yeah.
There was times where I was like, is that the sheriff or is that the friend?
Yep.
You know?
True story. Yeah. I think that's the biggest issue with the film is that after they go to Porky's, which was a real place that existed, and that whole thing played out almost exactly like what happened, only they didn't get, pulled through a trap door into water. They just got told to go through that door, wait in that room, and then we'll let you through the next door. Well, it just turned out to be just an entryway.
So just another exit,
And they just
back
locked,
door.
They just locked them out. So when they finally opened the door 20, 30 minutes later, it was just the parking lot. But that whole scene where that whole thing plays out and you meet Porky and you see that whole thing, I was like, that's where I was like, this is actually a decent movie. Because now, okay, we've established what the plot is. We're going to get our revenge on Porky. After that point, the only time that Porky comes back into it is when the character that you hardly even know what he is comes literally crashing back into the scene 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. Goes and gets his ass kicked over and over again.
And
how many concussions in like a week?
And all he does, you're doing a normal bit, and then there's just a crash off screen, and then we go see the guy that got his ass kicked because he went back to Porky's.
Right. Remember, Porky's.
Literally what's
Still an asshole over there.
Hey, we're looking at boobs, but remember, Porky's. So that's the biggest issue with the whole movie. I think if they would have done a better job of introducing the characters, having that storyline be a little bit better, being a little... I know what he was trying to do because the whole anti-Semitic thing. So he says that's legit 100%. That's what was. And that whole thing happened.
I giggle at 70s and 80s racism.
Yes.
Sorry, I do.
I do as well.
But I thought it was hilarious that he was calling him a kite.
Yes.
And then
That's a
finally
great joke.
he corrected him.
Yes.
Like, dude, it's not kite.
The best
You
part,
mean to be calling me?
Yes. Yeah. The best part of calling him a kite was then he was then extrapolating on the bit. Where he's
Right.
like, you're gonna go. Is there a lot of wind? We're gonna go out and fly. What are we gonna do? Anybody see a kite around? That's a great joke. But the execution of it isn't fantastic. And then that character, the development of him.
What a tragedy.
Yeah, it doesn't really go anywhere. But the thing that kind of happens that you got to be careful of is he's trying to say even the characters that are standing up for the Jewish kid, they in that time frame would not have went much further than that.
Right.
So he restrains himself, but that doesn't lead itself to good character development. It just leads itself to muddy waters.
Right, because you'll walk him to his car and be friendly, but you
Yes.
won't tell your buddy to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And meanwhile, he drives off in that super expensive Jaguar, and you're like, well, that's dumb. Well, evidently that's the car the kid had. Again, it's a movie.
I thought it was a bad choice by
I
the
did
director
too.
to put the Jewish kid that everybody hates in a very expensive car.
That's what I said. That's what I said. But he's like, well, but that's the car he drove. There's a lot of decisions in here that are like trying to stay a little too true, but at the same time being fantastical with it as well, including the way that the whole thing ends. But I'm not gonna lie, it's actually not a bad movie.
It's not.
The rating on IMDb right now is 6.2. That's
Seems fair.
probably pretty
That seems
accurate.
fair.
6.5 maybe.
Yeah.
I'd give it.
Yeah, if you look past the gratuitous nudity.
I don't want to look past it. I want to look directly at it.
Well, no, just as far as a movie. I mean, if you want some, look past that. Maybe mute the Lassie scene.
That was a little obnoxious. But I tell you, Kim Cattrall, she fucking went for it.
She did. She held nothing back.
No.
And probably the biggest disappointment of the whole movie is you see a little Kim Cattrall bush, but not just a little corner of it. Just a little corner. Again, supposedly 100% true. It happened at a swim meet, I think it was, or it was at an actual like aqua center or whatever the hell you call it, swimming pool. And yeah, there's just now he says the teacher and the girl. So he didn't say the teachers, which made me go,
So
I don't
he
know if I
changed
want
the role to be an adult.
I don't know. He doesn't actually extrapolate on that, but I will say the way he said it was the teacher and the girl.
Yeah, and it took me a while to pick up for sure if she was a teacher or a student.
Or like a captain, yeah.
Yeah, is she a teacher's aide?
Yes.
Or is she an actual teacher? Because the whole movie, I'm like, is he going to fuck that student? Because I really hope not.
But the other teacher already knew she was Lassie.
Yes.
So was this...
This is Lassie 2.0.
This is Lassie 2.0.
This is
like she
Lassie
got a
Returns.
different male teacher fired and
Absolutely.
she's still there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. They already knew. Of course, this is known from even just the poster, the peeping Tom scene, which again, now we would say, let's not put that in our movie.
Stay there. She's coming.
Oh, God.
I believe it is a real penis that comes poking through the hole.
She comes in and grabs her.
The director says in his commentary that they had an erect penis go through there, so then they had to cut everything, right? So, but there is a tip that you see, and I don't know if it's real or fake that you see in the film, but she grabs it, right? Puts her foot on the wall. The scene they had to cut was that he actually had it so that she put both feet on the wall. And
That would have been odd. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, it was pulling it. Well, now we would get away with that because he would just make it super Looney Tunes comical.
Yeah.
Evidently,
Stretch
then,
Armstrong.
Yeah, evidently then it was real penis. So, no, I don't think it really was, but pretty funny. I enjoyed it. He likes to lean into the fact that the female characters are pretty empowered, which I would actually say that they are. They're getting spied on, but then they take the sexuality and that they are kind of into it, which is also a little fucking weird, right? But Kim Cattrall's character, 100%, she's in control of that. That's her.
I don't know. She lost total control with all the sweat of boys.
Well, okay, that is true. I did forget that. It was just the smell of the sweat.
Yeah, couldn't figure out what to do, but for some reason, when you get her in that room, and then
Get her up there.
Yeah, that was like I was eating. I was biting a sandwich. And I was like, "Oh, girl!" Like normally that kind of stuff doesn't really get to me, but for some reason, I just took a bite of sandwich right when she grabs like a pair of sweaty shorts, and I was like, "Oh no, she's getting off," and I was like, "Oh."
Is that how they just did things back then? They just had a room where they just hung up all the sweaty crotches. Let's not do that. We've come a long way.
The equipment room.
Yeah. Quite a few penises, a lot of bush. Best line in the whole movie. So much wool you could knit a sweater.
Oh.
Best line of the whole movie.
I thought the best line of the movie was, "I don't care if they're dead as long as they're not too cold."
Oh, yes.
That was Pee-wee said that within the first 3 minutes of the movie.
You'd fuck everything that's alive. So I don't care if it's dead as long as it's not.
That was it's the first note I took, and the only note I took. After that, I was just along for the ride.
Porky's, everybody. This director went directly back into Porky's 2 the next day, which is literally the next day. That's 1983, and then they did keep going. They do Porky's Revenge, but I don't think he actually directs it. Sadly, for most of the actors in this film, with the exception of the police officer and the Kim Cattrall, most of the actors pretty much were blacklisted after this. So
Alex Karras.
I think Kim. She was the only one who really went on to.
Well, Alex Karras was George Papadopoulos.
Oh yeah,
isn't that that's the police officer? Isn't
He's
it?
the sheriff.
The sheriff.
For
The sheriff was
Porky.
fine, and Kim Cattrall, but pretty much everybody else just. So of course they just continued doing Porky's, which
It's the only job they can get.
Yeah. By the time you get to Porky's 3, though, I wonder what year is that? Because these guys have got to be getting old by that point. Because they weren't young in the first Porky's. Porky's Revenge. That's a great title, by the way, Porky's Revenge is 1985. Yeah, so these guys are getting pretty old by then. Okay, so Porky's 2 is a 5.0. Porky's The Revenge is just a 4.8. So not a lot of drop off.
Yeah. Okay.
Once you get down below that bottom mark. Final takes on Porky's.
End of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. What a great ending. Like the old classic Western, you cross the county line, you can't do shit about it.
Yeah.
Fun.
There's a lot about this movie that is way better than it should be. Honestly.
Just the dichotomy between the horny, raunchy kids just getting up to hijinks, and the adults kind of suck shit too.
The adults
so it's just like, here's what you have to look forward to, kids. That's what happens when you grow up.
Yeah, and it's also kind of interesting because if you think about it, like the teachers and stuff that are at schools, like now you know that it's just they're like a couple of years older than you.
Yeah,
some of them, and then there's the super old ones that are there as well. Some of the stuff just doesn't hit like it did back then.
Right.
Like the whole scene where she's talking about inspecting the penis.
Yeah.
Like.
Also at the end of the movie, they have those predator type shots from the woods, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Who is this? I must see this child's penis.
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit much. Okay, Jesse, final take on Porky's.
I think I just learned a fact today that ruined one of my favorite Christmas movies.
It explains the leg, though. It explains the leg a lot.
I hope nobody heard me just yell that anywhere in the room.
No, that's all right.
In the building. What are they doing in there?
Should we do it?
Somebody just walking by the door and they hear somebody yelling, I must see that child's penis.
You shouldn't have told me because there's just a part of me that wants to clip that so bad now.
Next intro.
That's my intro from here to eternity.
I wouldn't do that. All right, let's do thumbs up, thumbs down on Porky's. Yay or nay?
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
I will give it a reluctant thumbs up. I think it's better than you remember.
Yeah.
But it's also it's pretty bad.
There's
There's some stuff in there that's like, oh, that was a thing.
Yeah.
It used to be a thing.
Yeah.
It's still early 80s gold.
Okay. Well, I don't think okay. Just because I can't let us give it 4 thumbs up, I'm going to thumbs down just because I'll say this. There literally was a point, and I swear to God, I said it out loud. I said, is Porky's good? Is Porky's good?
Yeah.
Because when you get to the end of the first Porky's scene, I'm like, this is going somewhere. This is actually going, and then it never does anything with it. And so therefore I will give it a thumbs down.
But it does towards the end when they're like
really,
lining the dynamite to blow out the bridge.
Yeah, but even that is like, okay, come with me. I'm going to talk to the sheriff. And then he just talks the sheriff off to the side, and then they're like, oh, we're coming back at 2:00 tomorrow. Like that thing was all dumb.
So the Porky's thing happens at the beginning of the movie. And then a movie happens.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
let's go get Porky.
Yeah, and the only reminder is when the guy literally, that's my least favorite part of the whole thing. He literally crashes off screen to tell you, don't forget about
multiple
Porky.
times, yeah.
Multiple times.
Don't forget about the movie that you're not watching right now.
I'll give it a half a thumbs up. Let's go two and a half.
2.5 is fine with me. All right. A very last film, and we're getting a little long on the tooth here, folks, but we're going to talk Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, I'm going to give this one directly to you because you're obsessed with all things Indiana Jones.
Anything George Lucas.
Honestly. Are you a Spielberg guy?
For the most part.
The
early Spielberg, I love the Close Encounters and all his early stuff.
Yep.
Jaws. I mean, great blockbuster movies.
Yep.
And here you got Lucas and Spielberg collaborating to make this awesome serial adventure.
Yep.
And it just,
It's a pretty damn good collab.
well paced.
Yeah.
Great comedy. Great. Just,
Spielberg mentioned he wanted to do a Bond type franchise. And Lucas said, I got you. He already had the character.
Yeah. Well, he was always one of them, like, well, that's what a lot of the Star Wars stuff came from, is he liked them serial adventure kind of things. And this was like,
Yeah, I think we should go do an episode where we just go watch a bunch of those because they specifically talk about.
And we could,
God, I forget what the name of it is though.
we
But
could
there's
compare like Flash Gordon and all these different things that influenced him and how,
there's a very specific version of those that they both say.
Was it the Japanese?
No.
Kurosawa?
No.
that was a big part of Star Wars.
It's these serials that they're matinees, and it's actually interesting to me that you would think that theaters could get back to doing something like this. Basically, every Saturday you would just come back for the next piece.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a full movie. It was just a thing that you came and watched.
Yeah,
in
it's
the
a little
middle
short,
of the day,
and
a
then
little short.
stay tuned next time.
Also like a sitcom almost. You're in a movie theater.
Yeah,
watch
just a
20-minute
short
show.
little adventure that got you hooked, and then I got to see next week's episode.
Yeah, and these were cheaply made, black and white. It's interesting that the Spielberg and Lucas connection really their bond is over those serials. Lucas wanted to make Indiana Jones first. That's like his first thing that he came up with is I want to do an adventure serial. Oh, but I also want to do a space one, and then the space one kind of won out. The coolest part of this, Gabe, you said that that Spielberg wanted to do a Bond type film.
Mm-hmm.
Spielberg was actually trying to get them to let him direct the next Bond
Oh, he
film.
wanted to do the next Bond movie.
He had contacted them and was hounding them to let him direct it. Star Wars is in theaters. Spielberg and Lucas take a vacation to Hawaii to get away from Hollywood and watch the numbers come in to see if Star Wars is a success.
They had a friendly bet with Close Encounters and Star Wars. They both were jealous and thought each other's movie was going to do better.
Okay.
They traded shares.
Oh.
They each own like 2.5% of each other's movie.
That's a pretty sweet idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on vacation in Hawaii, the numbers come back. Star Wars is a hit. They're excited. And Lucas turns to Spielberg and says, what do you want to do next? And he says, I want to do a James Bond movie. And that's when Lucas said, I got something better for you. You're going to do Indiana Jones. And that started the entire thing. So from there, they take that idea, go and sit in a room with the writer for 4 days, I think it was, and kind of kicked out the initial script. And then had the writer come sit in Spielberg's office and type up the actual script to move forward. So this whole thing, it's like this whole story that we continue to build in time frame, in that like American Graffiti into Star Wars, and meanwhile Jaws is happening and Spielberg is doing this, and then they converge and it totally changes cinema 100%. As soon as Star Wars hits, it literally changes cinema in multiple directions.
And Indiana Jones is a bit of a culmination, like just a fantastic journey.
Oh, yeah.
So you have mentioned in the past, Dave, that Indiana Jones could have been the American Bond.
Yes.
But they fucked up somehow. Did they keep Harrison Ford too long, or like
they could have done exactly that?
Why
they
didn't
could
they
have
just?
They could have had so many different Indiana Jones movies with different
each
actors.
person doing 3-4 movies. Why didn't that end up happening?
So the initial idea right from the beginning, Lucas told Spielberg, if you do this, you have to commit to 3 films. And so from the very beginning, this was going to be 3 films, including once they got to Harrison Ford, which is also kind of an interesting ordeal. Once they got to Harrison Ford, he was on for the 3 films. I think when you do something like that, you've created a trilogy and it becomes a thing.
Sure.
Whereas with Bond, it was a successful movie, let's make another.
Yeah, 'cause he
successful
had,
movie, let's make another.
I mean, Ford had his initial 7-8 year run.
Yeah, yep. But you are absolutely correct. This is Spielberg's Bond, and when you know that, and when you like kind of watch it from that perspective, it's very similar to a James Bond. He's very debonair, and he's very the ladies want him and all that thing. The big difference in this is that the whole shtick behind Indiana Jones is he's constantly being caught into scenarios that are bigger than him. And so he's almost failing his way through most things.
Oh, yeah.
The most of the shtick is that he gets out of things on accident more often than not. Or somebody else does something that saves him.
Or he finds a cup of hot coffee.
But yeah, you're absolutely correct. They should have done it that way. They should have just kept going with this and then had someone else direct it.
Making you wait over 20 years to come with
but I
just
suppose
a pile of...
It is funny though, because Spielberg directed that.
Right. Which probably means they cared too much about the intellectual property, because I mean Spielberg and Lucas have other things to do, obviously.
Do you
If
remember?
they could have passed it along to a studio, sold it to Disney or something early on, and then just have J.J. Abrams fix it.
Yeah. And I will even say that I think that's the biggest difference between, and maybe not, because Spielberg does get into a lot of that, like Steven Spielberg Presents, but George Lucas to me for whatever reason, feels like he has less ego than Spielberg. Spielberg feels very ego heavy. And so Lucas says, I just want to see this movie get made. Please go make this movie because I want to watch it. And then is involved in it and wants to be a part of the process. And here's the character, but he's really handing off his baby so that somebody else can make it. I don't think Spielberg has that in him. I know he does some of that, and he does allow, like, even like the Goonies and stuff, right? So he writes the Goonies and somebody else makes it. But it doesn't, I think he holds his stuff a little too close to the vest. And funny enough, the last Indiana Jones movies, which I still haven't seen, is rated higher than the last one that Spielberg did.
Oh,
but I don't want to see it.
The one that came out just a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Honestly,
2023.
It feels a lot more like an Indiana Jones movie than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
Which, because remember,
I haven't seen past him crawling out of the refrigerator.
oh my gosh, yeah.
It's a really bad movie. It's a really
The
bad
whole
movie.
thing. But you remember when they announced they were going to do Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, like Lucas and Spielberg are like, we're going to do an old, it's going to be practical. We're going to do an old, it's going to look like it's going to be a great Indiana Jones movie. And the first fucking scene in that movie is a digital gopher popping out of the ground.
It ain't good.
Now, I remember seeing that in theory and going, oh, that's going to suck. This is going to suck.
I got to the ants. I got past the
Swinging Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got to the truck on the side of the mountain.
That whole
CGI, the whole that movie. Anyways, let's get past that movie.
No, but
let's talk about the good one.
Yeah, we're talking about the best one.
From 1981, the reason why this movie is successful is because Steven Spielberg, although successful in his films, Jaws and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, all of his movies, he had went over budget and over time. So with this, his whole mindset was, I'm going to get this done on time and on budget, and we're going to move quick. And so there's a whole pacing to this movie that is just crisp. And actually, my favorite of the Indiana Jones movies is The Last Crusade. But I went back and watched it. There is a section in that movie that you could completely cut out. There's a little bit of pacing in that movie that gets drawn out, which does not happen in Raiders, and it's just because he was so concerned about, I do not want to be the guy that's known as can't get a movie done on time and can't get it done on budget. And the one before this with 1941, or at least before he had actually set to make this, 1941 was kind of a flop.
It was a huge flop.
It didn't,
honestly,
it was not. It made money.
It did, but it was not, I mean, it was not well received.
Yeah.
Would you say in Raiders, the gold head and the boulder, the most iconic scene in Hollywood history?
By far.
Probably the most iconic opener of any movie.
I mean,
I remember the face melting more.
You remember the face melting more?
Oh, yeah.
That was a great scene.
Face melting is pretty sweet.
But the transfer and the escape has been spoofed and replayed thousands of times.
Yeah, UHF redid the whole thing shot for shot. They made a whole third of its movie just another movie.
Which they almost didn't even have to. They could have just played that scene out and added just a little something here. Because I'll tell you what, the first act of that movie is almost indistinguishable from a Mel Brooks movie.
Which movie? UHF? Or
No, Raiders.
Raiders?
Raiders.
Okay.
The first act of Raiders is slapstick as hell, dude. Between
If you think about it,
the running away from the boulder coming down, and then the spooky skeleton, and then like the bar fight is just wacky hijinks.
Oh, great.
And the part when the girl hides in the basket thing,
Yeah.
and then she gets lost, and it's like a Scooby-Doo.
Or even the mirror
Doors
scene,
thing.
the mirror scene in the submarine where he's like, oh, and she like, boom, and smacks him in the
The kid who wants to fuck the teacher.
That
I love you. That's right. It was Raiders.
but that's what this movie is supposed to be. It's
Well, they
supposed
said-
to be
yeah.
these cheesy serials, which again, it's the same thing with Star Wars, right? They're supposed to be cheesy. It is very slapstick, though.
How many Disney attractions are still left that feature something from a movie from that era?
I think they,
six.
I
It's definitely
think they
six.
got rid of Indiana Jones, didn't they, at Hollywood?
I was there a couple years ago, and they still had the.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, but
Big,
they just got Indiana Jones because the initial movie is a Paramount movie.
Yeah.
The Raiders was.
I went to
Paramount.
Disney in '99 and I saw the whole live thing where they did the ball and the guy coming down. And yeah.
Yeah, 99. So it's definitely still there.
Yeah, must be 25 years later. I'll say this: it is an incredible movie.
I saw it in '99.
It's an incredible movie. It is very well directed. It is very well written, and it's a very good concept. It's fun. This movie is really fun. I watched it with my boys. They absolutely loved it. And we won't watch Temple of Doom. They're a little young for Temple of Doom still.
That has some stuff.
We'll skip that one. But the nice thing about it as well is that they're serials, so you don't have to go in order.
It's just an Indiana Jones adventure.
It's just an Indiana Jones adventure.
And Lucas didn't write the dialogue.
Yeah, the writer of this movie is actually a pretty good writer.
Because it was good.
Yes.
I can understand what people were trying to say.
Don't like sand.
Yeah, there's no needless exposition.
I don't like sand.
Gets everywhere.
It does, though. It's actually pretty good writing because it does get everywhere. Lawrence Kasdan is the writer.
Okay, that makes
Philip Kaufman was involved at one point as well. But yeah, it's just good. The jokes are good. Some of the best stuff just comes out of that quick shooting. You've got a movie where you're just trying to move fast.
Just action, pacing, timing, comedy, everything just like it was just a perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, very, very well paced.
Yeah, the best bit in the whole thing is when he shoots the guy instead of having the sword fight.
Right. Again,
Was
love
that
that.
improv?
Again, Act 1, slapstick.
My favorite Indiana Jones scene of all time. The guy comes out, he's just
So
And is it true that famously people say that Harrison Ford was dealing with a very bad flu that
There
day?
was some-
and so he just kind
Yes.
of he did that on his own. There was supposed to be a fight scene there, and he was just like, "What if I just?"
I don't know.
And
If
they were
that,
like, "Yes, do it."
I have heard that. I think that
it is true.
Okay.
So they go to Tasnia. They're filming same place they're filming.
Tasnia?
Is it Tasnia? I believe it's Tasnia. Am I wrong about
Tanzania?
that? Tanzania. Did I say All right. So they go to Tanzania. Let's try that again. So they go to Tanzania.
Acetaminophen.
Shut the fuck up. I can't say that. Just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It took me 4 times to get it right, and then you just stepped on it. So they go to the desert.
where's the desert?
which desert, Dave?
Everyone on the crew gets sick, including Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford has been very open about the fact that he could not leave his trailer for more than like a half hour at a time. So they're supposed to shoot a big, long fight scene with this guy, and he says, I can't do it. And then Spielberg and Harrison Ford both take credit for it.
Okay.
And I'm going to lean more towards it being Harrison Ford because of the way that Spielberg has just kind of given in. Like, if it was really you wouldn't give in.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
No, that's a great ad lib.
Yeah. I know he says he did it. He didn't do it. Spielberg has been like, one of us, we both say we came up with it. One of us did. Who knows which one? Okay, well, then we know which one. Harrison Ford came up with it, and he just said, what if I just shoot him? And that is the best bit in the entire movie, which is great. And it all came from jet setting around the world, which is all Spielberg wanted to do. He wanted to make a movie where we jet setted, and it turns out everyone got sick because he can't eat the food. Spielberg himself said that he just ate like out of cold cans. He was just eating food out of cans so that he wouldn't get sick.
That's probably what makes the scene, though, having a terrible flu and just wanting to be in bed. He just grabs the gun.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Back into the hotel.
I don't want to be here.
All right. Yeah.
Harrison Ford has also said that the first take that they did on it, the guy like took 2 minutes to fall down because he's like, here's my big scene in this movie.
Now you're just
Right.
getting
You're just like, no, done. Now just fall over, quick, you're out.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh, I'm dying. Why
What
me?
a world.
Yeah, I would say that is probably one of the best bits of the whole thing is just the way that all that stuff shakes out. And again, it gets back to the fact that because of your shooting schedule, if he gets sick, what do you do? Right?
Yeah.
What are you supposed to do? You have to keep moving. The other cool fun fact that I learned watching some behind the scenes stuff if you had to guess how many snakes were in the
asp pit.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the Well of Souls? I believe it's called.
Because quite a few were rubber.
Well, first of all, throw me out a number. If you had to guess how many snakes.
700.
There were a lot of real snakes. I know that. I don't know the number.
I was going to say 400.
So in the behind the scenes stuff that I watched, there is a point where Spielberg says, how many snakes do we have? And the guy says 2,000. And he says,
crap,
that's not enough.
Oh,
Find me 7,000 more snakes.
9,000 asps.
Yes, 9,000 asps.
holy moly.
No, they're not asps, but 9,000 snakes.
That's a lot of snakes, though.
Unbelievable.
That's
Oh.
Everywhere. Spielberg.
I've never liked snakes, and it's probably because of this film.
I can
Could
deal
very
with,
well be.
But no.
Harrison Ford has said the snakes didn't bother him, so his whole thing was just fine. But people were getting bit, and
I'm going to say, I don't like snakes because a fucking garter snake will bite you.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Like,
I mean,
you're like, oh, look at this slithery little thing. And they're like, fuck you.
Nothing like lifting up a rock and getting,
Right?
Oh, dick.
So yeah, the thousands of snakes in order to make the scene work because they had to be able to do long shots and everything as well. So they just,
Almost 10,000 snakes.
and I might. And, okay, so
Why would you settle for 9 when you're so close to 10?
Yeah, why not just say it so you can boast that?
So I'll walk it
10,000
back. I'll walk
snakes.
it back just a little bit because there are two different clips that I watched, and one said 5 and one said 7. So there either is 9 or there is 7,000. But either way,
That's the same thing to me.
that's what I was going to say. If it is 7,000 or it is 9,000 snakes, that is the same number of snakes. You could not tell me
That doesn't change the calculus at all.
There's less snakes. There's less snakes. But how crazy is that? There are 2,000 snakes, and he's like, well, that's not even remotely enough. So they were just bringing in. They had to find a bunch of different snake wranglers.
Yeah, where do you requisition 9,000?
They had to find a
7,000
bunch
snakes?
of them and have them bring them in, and they were just bringing them in like bins and then taking them out in handfuls. And Spielberg even
Pee Wee
says,
Herman?
"Yeah,
Running them into the dungeon.
yeah." Spielberg,
That was the best scene.
Spielberg even says that he didn't have a problem with snakes until they started picking them up by handfuls.
So they brought in a bunch. Everybody has like 100 snakes. So they had to bring in like
Yeah.
100 people with 100 snakes.
Let's say 7 people with 1,000.
Yeah,
snakes
how many
each.
people do you have to just
okay, you
move
dump
the
your bucket of
snakes?
snakes, and
how do
and
you
when
know?
it's time to leave,
Where's Jerry?
How do you pick them up? Like, that is the re-ring one after you're
That's
done,
the best
too.
part. They had to do a draft.
it took 3 months.
Yeah, you would. That is a great logistical question.
Maybe they just weighed them. They
Well,
brought
yeah. And
pounds
what
of
is
snakes.
what is the what is the wager? And there had to have been at least one holdout that was getting more snakes than.
How
the
do you
rest
figure out whose snakes are whose?
No, you don't know who snakes are. So somebody is smarter than the other. Somebody's more like, yes, I'd like to help your movie out.
And then you got one guy
person's
who's like,
holding out.
I'm missing 5,000 snakes.
Pretty cool. Yeah, the glass with the cobra is pretty cool. Yeah, that's a pretty cool,
good one.
Pretty cool little scene there where they just put the glass in front of them. The cobra's there, super dangerous. You know, even with just glass there, that's really dangerous.
Yeah.
Pretty cool though. It's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. Your guys' final take on Raiders?
Big thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super awesome movie.
Classic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all-time top 5 favorite movie franchises ever.
I mean,
And
it
that
hits.
movie is definitely the best out of
Okay.
all. Well, I guess you could say there are 5 of them now.
Yeah, there's 3.
There are 3.
But it just, like I said, it starts, the first act is, it's setting everything up and it's kind of wacky and silly and slapstick. And then the second act starts and it starts to get a little bit more grounded. And then by the end of it, you're just like, we're fucking in it.
We're fighting Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting because watching this one and watching Last Crusade back to back, Last Crusade is more National Treasure-ish with like there's
It's a
puzzles.
little more. I mean, there was always a comedy element in all of them, but that one focused a little more on the father-son comedy,
which I do like though. I
it
actually
worked.
think
It was good, but
I think half of Indiana Jones is who's setting him up for the slapstick, right? Because it is all you really don't think about that until you are watching it and you're like, oh, he honestly just is failing all the time. And then
This is a comedy.
yeah. I think the one part that is the most bizarre and stuck out 100% to me in this watching was he jumps on top of the submarine, and then they're just at the island. And you're like, well, what's his plan? Like,
what were you going to do? Yeah.
it's even better than I thought. So I'm like, okay, you're just suspend your disbelief. He got inside and nobody saw him. They shot scenes of Indiana Jones clinging to the periscope. He rode the periscope. he rode
water.
they shot footage of him just wrapped around the periscope.
Oh, that would yeah, good call
For
there.
like a week.
Something very well left on the cutting room floor. Yeah, terrible. And honestly, it does stick out, but you're just like, okay, I don't know what you're trying to say.
He made it.
Whatever. He's there. He jumped on the submarine and he's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is footage of him like trying to sleep, clinging to a periscope. It's awful. What terrible decision. Thank you for cutting it out. So. All right. Thumb up, Gabe.
Thumb up.
Thumb up, Scott.
Yep.
Thumb up, Jesse.
For sure.
Thumb up me as well. And actually, this is my favorite of the group that we had here. It's funny. It's well written. It's well directed. It started a franchise that is awesome. I will say that Temple of Doom is good. I my entire life thought Temple of Doom came first. I don't know why.
Chronologically.
Yeah, chronologically it does, and it is bloodier. So it to me, growing up, it felt like, oh, you lightened it as you went, but really, no, you went second step dark. Now we created PG-13. Hey, by the way, maybe we should have more of a family-friendly film that's bonking people on the head with frying pans. So, yeah. All right, folks, that's it for 1981. It was a great trip. I actually really enjoyed this version. We're going to have a little bit different grouping here for the next couple of weeks because we're going to be changing studios. I'm still not sure when that break is going to happen. So as soon as we're ready to make that move, there'll be a break, but it'll happen before the next Be Kind Rewind. So we may shoot to do the next Be Kind Rewinds in the new studio, or we may shoot to break it somewhere before that. But we'll have a little extra time. So you've got plenty of time to get us information on what you want to see from 1982. I will say this. I would love to do Megaforce because I've never seen it and it sounds really terrible. I don't know. I've just never watched it. But it is the Cannonball Run, Smokey and the Bandit guy makes a flop.
Oh, okay.
And it's a stunt spectacular. I think it would be a fun film for us to do.
Lots of other big blockbusters that year, too.
But 82 is also
E.T.,
which we have to watch because I think as a person who has readily said on a regular basis that I'm not a fan of E.T., it would be inappropriate for us to not watch E.T.
It's a huge movie. It was a huge movie.
It was huge. It was absolutely huge.
I watched it with my 9-year-old recently. He really liked it.
Okay. I think we should watch it. I think we should put that on
it
our
holds up.
list.
If the kids can still watch it.
Okay, and maybe I'll take my kids through it as well and see what they think of it.
I still cry at the end of that movie.
Pussy.
I got a whole take on that whole thing. All right, folks. So yeah, throw them over to us. We'll come up with a list that we want to do. Also, TV shows and pop culture from 1982 as well. Get that stuff over to us, and we'll be doing the Be Kind Rewind. Next episode will be another draft. So we'll be going through draft day. And then, Scotty, I sent you some news today.
You did.
So that'll be a fun one as well. And then, yeah, right back at it. So send that stuff over to us. And thank you to Gabriel.
Thank you.
Thank you to Scott.
Yes.
Thank you to Jesse. And thank you to you, the listeners. And with that, we're done.
Did you know Tom Selleck almost
Never met him.
He almost played Indiana Jones.
They had actually made him an offer. So they went through a couple different actors, screen tested with them, then screen tested Tom Selleck. There's footage of Tom Selleck.
Yeah, it was that close.
I think he could have pulled it off. It would have been a different vibe.
It would have been
pulled it
a
off.
way different vibe.
A little bit. I think he would have been less interested in doing the slapstick that you need.
No, he would have
No, he
done a
would just
bad
want the
joke and then
chicks.
looked at the camera and went,
It would have been very James Bond with him.
Oh, it would have been Magnum PI.
well, that's what I'm saying. He
So
would've-
here's the
He would have
problem.
done something and been like,
Ooh, the Dark Crystal.
So here's the problem.
oh, that's a good one.
They made him an offer. ABC said no go.
That's
We've already got him on contract for Magnum
Contracted
PI.
for,
Yeah.
yeah.
So Magnum PI kept us from having Tom Selleck as Indiana Jones.
Interesting.
And the rest is history.